Hello, my name is Chelsea, and I will be talking about social justice in today's, well, really specifically about where I live and, day to day basis. So, what is social justice? Social justice is justice in terms of the distribution of wealth, opportunities, and privileges within a society. Social justice is a fair and just relation between the individual and society. Okay, to me, what I think social justice is, it's just equal treatment to everyone, regardless of their age, sex, gender, wealth, social status, anything dealing with that. Basically, just equal treatment overall. But I feel in today's world, we deal with, a lot of social injustice, which is the direct opposite of what social justice is. I don't feel like a lot of things are fair. I don't feel like certain people from certain ethnic groups have a equal opportunity or the same playing ground as someone who is more privileged or of a higher social status. Like I feel like, a rich person of course has an easier chance at getting certain jobs or being certain places, whereas a person who doesn't have much money, they kind of struggle with being able to do things. So I feel like, social justice is, it can be different due to area. Like I feel like certain places it's probably easier to stay versus other places not so much. Like I feel in Georgia, like certain cities, it differs, but I feel like overall, it's it's okay. It could be better. I feel like we could work harder together to make everything better overall. So, I switched it over to what is human services because social justice it plays into human services overall. So, what is human services? Human services is an interdisciplinary field with the objective of meeting human needs through an applied knowledge base focusing on prevention as well as remediation of problems and maintaining a commitment to improving the overall quality of life of service populations. So, of course, that relates to social justice because it's basically making sure that once again everything is fair and equal. But I feel like human services it's different because it's bigger. It's like that's the direct focus of making sure that everyone has an equal playing field. And human services is such a wide field. Like I took some time to do examples or a small like amount of examples of human services workers. Like we have caseworker, family support worker, youth worker, social service worker, neighborhood worker, social service aide, group activities aide, social services technician, child abuse worker, crisis intervention counselor, mental health aide, and community organizer. But the group with human services is just it's so wide. It's so many different occupations that go for it. Whether you're a counselor or advisor, just anything helping people. So, what made me choose being a human service professional? Initially it was not my choice. Well, I didn't view it as a human service professional. I always desired to work with children. Like I really love children a lot. So I thought, hey, maybe I should be a special needs teacher and that'll work for me. So I did the program and just seeing the work, like, of course, it's helping, it's teaching, but it's like, okay, you teach them, they move on to the next level. That's not what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to fix problems, I wanted to help broken homes. And what became the pushing factor for me is my mother is a probation officer, so I often hear a lot of conversations she has with her kids and their homes, and oftentimes it's the parents that's more of a problem than the children. Like for instances, they come from families of abuse and it's ongoing, so now they're just keeping the cycle going. and it's like it has never been anyone to help them break the cycle. It's never been someone to be a pushing factor behind them. So for me, that helped. And it's like my major push was my mom had a child, and he had a parent that died basically right after he was born. His mom was murdered by her pimp because she was into different things or whatever. So they died. So he was raised, he's biracial, white and black. He was raised by his grandmother, and he just basically stayed in trouble because his family was racist, didn't care about him. So he just felt like he had nobody who cared about him. So he had a lot of different social workers, caseworkers, and they worked hard to get him placed in homes that would try to work for him, but none did. So eventually my mom kind of took over the situation. And I feel like that in itself helped me realize like it's so many different people that need help. So I decided that that would be, hey, I want to be a family counselor. I want to help people, make their homes better. Like, not every home is messed up to the point where you can't help them. So I wanted to be the pushing factor to help make sure everybody was okay. And just overall, just help make people better. I feel like the world has many challenges, especially within the human services profession, but I mean, I feel like every job has challenges, but I think that it's kind of hard when you're dealing with people who aren't necessarily on the same page, or you don't always have parents that want to help the children, or you don't have people that want to help themselves. So I feel like it poses a challenge, but overall, I feel like human services it's something that I could work in, and I think that everyone can work together to make sure that human services is a better place, like a better profession for the children, for the parents, for everyone in general. So I think that's everything for me. My social justice quilt is just my family, being hands on with probation officers all the time. I get to work with them a lot. Seeing workers, social workers, everything like that. So I think that's my social justice quilt.